David Haye has offered Anthony Joshua some advice in the rematch where Anthony Joshua will take on Andy Ruiz and try and win his unified heavyweight titles back. What David Haye had to say was when he was fighting, when he was preparing for fights, Adam Booth would always create sparring sessions that would emulate the fight and make him feel uncomfortable in sparring. He said sparring was horrible in training, but by the time the fight came, he was used to it. That is what sparring should be. It should never be easy. If sparring is as hard as the actual fight, then by the time the fight comes, you are comfortable in an uncomfortable environment. So David Haye would always prepare this way. He said especially for Derek Chisora, he had Carlos Takam in sparring, and he said he hated it because no matter what he done, Carlos Takam kept coming forward. He was always there in front of him, trying to throw punches, trying to land. He was relentless. But despite it being horrible and despite David Haye not enjoying it, it got him through sparring and it beat Derek Chisora. That is what beat Derek Chisora because he prepared that way. And he said that Anthony Joshua needs to prepare for Andy Ruiz in the same way. He needs to create an uncomfortable environment in sparring so that by the time the fight comes, he is ready, he is prepared for everything that happens in the ring. David Haye is not saying that Anthony Joshua was ill-prepared. I believe, to be honest, we all need to stop making excuses for Anthony Joshua. He lost, but he will be back. Anthony Joshua, I believe, will beat Andy Ruiz in the rematch. But what David Haye is doing is offering advice, saying what Anthony Joshua must do in the future. He needs to find a sparring partner that can emulate Andy Ruiz, which is not going to be easy because Andy Ruiz, like Jarrell Miller, I mean, they're very different. They're quite tubby, quite big, heavy, short, and very fast, and have a very fast work rate. I mean, Jarrell Miller, that can be explained because he was on drugs. Yeah, it was an injection for his elbow. So why didn't he sign up for VADA when he was going to be in the WBC rankings? But still, we won't talk about that. But Andy Ruiz, I mean, there's not many fighters out there like him. So Anthony Joshua will struggle to find a sparring partner that can emulate what Andy Ruiz Jr. can do in the ring. One good thing about this is Anthony Joshua has shared the ring with him, so he will know what he can and cannot do. He will watch the tape back diligently and he will see where he went wrong and he will hope to rectify that and hope it doesn't happen in the rematch. He can't afford it to. He cannot afford to lose this fight. It wouldn't be the end of Anthony Joshua, but still, in his mind, he's a competitor, so he cannot afford to lose the rematch. So I believe he will prepare differently for the rematch. He will pick Andy Ruiz apart. He will find everything he can on him. Watch all the footage he can. This time, he will prepare better, I believe, because last time, maybe he did prepare for a fight and he was ready to fight, but I don't think he prepared properly for Andy Ruiz. He didn't really know what to do. That was the reason behind all of the questions in the corners, like what should I do now, and what is he going to do now? That is why Anthony Joshua was asking Rob McCracken these questions, because I don't believe he knew what Andy Ruiz was bringing to the table. Until he got in there with him, it was too late then. But Anthony Joshua will be more prepared next time. He will know what Andy Ruiz can do in the ring. Guys, what are your thoughts on David Haye's comments? And what are your thoughts on the rematch between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr.? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below. Please like the video and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys.